So moving on to spark then, I guess there's a bit of crossover with spark and inspiration, but what gives you your spark? What do you get up for in the morning?
Well, I know when my spark came back, but I'm not sure it's for your listeners' ears.
Right.
So we'll move on from
Right.
that
Oh,
one.
you've intrigued me now, though.
So I know when that spark came back.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think, I've got my,
Is it a post-watershed type of
yeah, it's
spark?
that kind of spark.
Should we just say it was getting your mojo back then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think, oh, actually, yeah, maybe I'm not that person that I was told I was all them years. Maybe I'm this person instead.
Yeah.
You know, these are like key moments, and really surprising. It can be really, really surprising. And this, you know, they still happen now, but in smaller doses.
Yeah.
I could be presented with a situation, and I'll do something. And then you think, oh God, I never thought I'd have done that, or I never thought I'd have reacted that way. But yeah, I think just living my life and having that freedom, that's the spark.
Yeah.
I don't
it's
think
an
that
everyday thing, I guess.
will ever go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I mean, I think when I saw the reactions of the police when I was telling my statements, and when they witnessed some of the behaviour themselves, when I saw their reactions to what I was saying and what they'd seen, and it was acknowledged for the first time by someone in a position of authority,
yeah,
as being fundamentally wrong, that gave me a spark.
Yeah,
that
validation.
Gave me a right. I've been right.
Yeah.
And you was right.
Yeah.
And now you're saying I'm right. You're in a position of authority. You must have seen all sorts of stuff in the police, and you're saying that this is fundamentally wrong.
Yeah.
And your reaction, your face, as I'm relaying these tales, is just like, some of them were like,
gobsmacked.
Have you never reported this? Like they were amazed.
Yeah.
And that gave me that fire, because I knew then, yeah, this is wrong.
Yeah.
So that gave me a spark. But that was obviously at that time. But the life I have now, the freedom I have to make my own choices, to do what I want, that is, like, I pinch myself every day.
I was going to say that, to me, that is something that every day you wake up
Yeah.
and it's almost still an act of defiance.
Yeah.
To
I
him.
pinch myself every day.
Yeah.
Because I used to dream about the life I have now.
Yeah.
It was like my fantasy life.
Yeah.
Having my house, be able to put TV on, watch what I want, get up in the morning, make a brew, quiet house, you know, till the girls wake up. Well, what should we do today? Well, I feel like doing this, we'll just go and do it.
Yeah.
I used to dream of having that life, and never thought I would get it.
Yeah.
So I do still pinch myself. And when things are like not going that great, I just think, yeah, but they could be not going that great, and he could be sat in the chair there, and then things just don't seem as bad.
No, it's a great sort of reframe, isn't it, on everything.
Yeah.
And I guess that moves us on to success, because, as I always say, success looks different for everyone. And I guess that is your measure of success now, that you've got that life that you dreamed of.
Yeah, it's happiness. You know, on the outside we looked like we were really strong. There were people who kind of knew, they'd seen behaviours. There were family members who knew. There were friends who'd witnessed stuff. But as long as I was like okay, and we were together as a couple, it would never really be challenged. They might say, "Does he always speak to you like that?" Or, you know, "You're really quiet today. What's the matter? Are you not having a drink?" "No." "Why? What's up?" You know. But if somebody says they're all right, you just, what can you do?
Yeah. Well, that's why when you were saying about the stigma, that thing, it's like the last vestige, isn't it? A marriage or a relationship of people don't want to admit when things are going wrong, and the people from the outside don't want to be saying, criticising you.
Yeah.
It's a delicate thing, isn't it?
It is. And often we were on a night out, or we were at the house, or the kids were around, we were doing something. You don't want to spoil the moment, but behaviours were witnessed at different times. So I think to the outside world, we were like a strong unit. We had nice things, we had the kids, we looked not perfect, but we looked like a strong couple.
Yeah, functioning.
Yeah. And people have said, "Oh my God, I'd never have thought that." And you were always
I was personally
smiley.
gobsmacked. Yeah,
You're always so bubbly. You're always really chatty. I'd never have thought that was happening, because that's what perception is.
Yeah.
But no, for me, it's what's in your home. It's not like what the colour your front door is.
Yeah.
It's what's in you.
Yeah.
It's what's in your
It's
home.
not the material things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just being happy.
Yeah.
And knowing that my daughters are in a better place, and that they've got a reference point for what isn't right, and they've at least got some grounding to then set their boundaries.
Yeah.
In relationships, and they may not get it right all the time, and I'm sure in lots of relationships boundaries are passed, and then you go back and you say, look, this wasn't right, and you work on it. Nobody's perfect, but ultimately you have to have your line in the sand to start with.
Yeah.
And I know they've got that now, and they can build on that in whichever way they need to for who they are as young women.
And they'll always be able to talk to you and know that they can talk to you and not live in that silence if anything was going wrong.
Yeah.